Hello, Unrelaxed crew. Thanks for tuning in to our third episode of the Unrelaxed podcast.
Yeah.
As always, I'm your host, Christine Leonidakis.
And I'm your host, Amanda Ellenson.
And we're excited about today's topic because I think it was like the most requested anonymous topic that was written in. And it's about friendships in your 30s and like realistic relationships that you have in your 30s with friends, new friendships that come in, friends that tend to kind of fizzle out, what that looks like, how to maintain friendships in your 30s. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, and that's a tough one, like really tough one, because you have your friends from high school, and I've drifted apart. People move away, people get married, and then you try to meet new friends, and like how do you meet new friends in your 30s when you don't have a past to talk about?
Yeah,
but you can create a new one, and
I feel really grateful in that like I am still friends with my friends from high school and still friends with my friends from university. And I know someone wrote in anonymously and they were just like, I don't understand how you've maintained your friendships from like even university, because people change as you grow up and get older. So how do you maintain those friendships? And I feel really grateful in that I still do have my friends from high school. But I think we grew together, and the friends that were in our group at one point, like we do have some friends that the friendships just naturally kind of fizzled out. So like people don't really get to see that part of it where it almost looks like I'm still friends with the exact same people, when in reality it's like, no, some people kind of drifted out and new people kind of came in. But I feel like the way that I was able to maintain them was just like putting in effort. I think nowadays people are a little bit more selfish, and I think that's a good thing. Like you should be selfish and do things for you, but in order to be able to maintain relationships and friendships, you also have to be able to give the same amount that you're expecting back. Otherwise you can't expect people to remain in your life.
Exactly. And there's with the efforts thing, like I agree 100%, because like I've had some issues like lately, even like I'm trying to hang out with a friend, make a plan, and they just keep constantly bailing, and I'm like, how much effort can I put in if I'm not getting any back? Yeah. People are like, oh no, let your friend, let your family, or whatever. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I can't keep giving this energy, and I'm not getting it back. There's a point where you just kind of step back and like, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's been happening a lot, like a lot of excuses. It's like, if you don't want to hang out with me or be my friend anymore, just tell me.
Exactly.
So I'm not asking you to hang out all the time. It's just frustrating. And like, I know everyone's busy. People have kids. People have to work. But you can still, there's 24 hours in a day. You're not working 24 hours. You can make arrangements, go for a coffee, meet up once a week even.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had this conversation with a friend the other day that like, even in your 20s, you think you were either in university or college potentially, or you were working a full-time job and you were busy as heck from like, let's say 9 to 5 or even until like 7 or 10 p.m. in a class, but you still found time in your day outside of studying and working and doing whatever to make an effort to hang out with your friends. Like you used to just like call your friend and say, hey, you want to come over and like go just watch a movie together. We'll go. Back in the day, it was fun. We had Blockbuster. For those who don't know what Blockbuster is, it was the best like Friday, Saturday night. Yeah,
I can smell
it. You could smell that store, and it's like you would go in and you would spend the night just like picking out the perfect movie on DVD or VHS maybe at the time, and you'd go home and you'd go to the corner store and pick up candy, and then you would sit and watch a movie together and like gossip and talk, and you put in so much effort. I feel like back in like the early 2000s, like you really wanted to hang out with your friends and just like have quality time with them. But now I think maybe COVID screwed up a lot of friendships.
From 2020 to now I don't even know what was going on. Something happened.
Yeah, I think honestly now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, I think COVID made a lot of people more introverted because we were forced to stay inside of our homes for so long, and you were forced to actually try to enjoy your own company. Yeah. And then it also developed a lot of social anxiety where people then felt uncomfortable being around people and having conversations that now it's just like continued on, where people are like, I'd rather just stay home with my husband and my kids and like not hang out with other people, because that's what you've become so used to since COVID. But that's not how you maintain friendships. You actually have to put in effort. Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be like a big thing. Like it doesn't always have to be going to a party. just a phone call and have a chat or voice notes. Like Amanda's really great at that. Like Amanda gets back to my messages.
I get back to everybody.
Right away, and like that shows like you care about what the other person is talking about and what's going on in their day, but also that you're willing to sacrifice parts of your day to put in the time to get back.
Exactly. I hate when like I text somebody and I get a reply 5-6 hours later. It's like, you've been on your phone. Yeah. You've been on your phone. You've been on TikTok,
I've seen you on TikTok, Instagram.
I know a lot of people, I will text them. I won't hear back, but they'll send me a DM on Instagram. Like, did you see my text today? And that's my pet peeve. And I'm like, I'm busy too. I'm working now. Yeah. And I have a kid, maybe not all the time, but I'm still busy. Everyone's out there busy. And I always reply. If I did not reply, it means like I actually forgot.
Yeah, or something is going on.
Yeah, something's going on, but I will always make sure I reply. And I voice note a lot because it's a lot easier. Yeah. Might not be the best. I have a friend who sent me a 5-6 minute voice note. I'm like, oh my God, I love her. Yeah, and actually she's one of my newer friends too, which we can talk about new friendships in your 30s.
Yeah, but I feel like there's I get very overwhelmed sometimes by the amount of like connectedness you have to have in today's society. From like you're trying to respond to Instagram DMs, you're trying to respond to Facebook messages, you're trying to respond to emails from your more archaic family members that like to email, and you're also having to respond to work emails potentially, and then responding to text messages. Like it is a lot to have to stay connected to, especially if you have a large group of friends. Like I've got friends in multiple friend groups, so it's like I'm constantly, it's every day I'm probably responding to, I want to say at least 200 messages a day. It's a lot. But I find time in my day because I care about these people. Exactly. And if I'm going to the bathroom, I'm going to bring my phone. I'll text people back at the bathroom, or like when you're having your morning coffee. Like when you're having your morning coffee, rather than like start the day by scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, I'm going to get back to any messages that I didn't get to from the night before from people who messaged me after I went to bed, because I go to bed early.
Yeah, me too.
But there's like time that you can put into getting back to people, and there's nothing more frustrating than like a friend not getting back to you after a week. Yeah. I'm like, you clearly don't want to put in effort. Your life isn't, if Beyonce, what was the saying? If Beyonce has 24 hours in a day to do what she does, then you can get back to me. Exactly. You know?
And it's actually funny going back to dating, like when I was dating a guy and I didn't hear from him for 8 hours, and when my friends are like, you tell me he didn't have a bathroom break during his work shift, like no one's ever that busy to pick it up. And even just, I'm just busy at work, I'll get back to you. Like just something like that. You're never 24/7 busy doing something. Exactly. It just doesn't make any sense.
And I think that's where it's like people are struggling to maintain friendships, is they're either not putting out as much as their friend is expecting, or the opposite is happening. And it's like, you need to, what do they say? What's the saying? It's 50-50, but in reality, no, it's 100-100. Like you have to be able to give 100% of yourself in order for somebody to be willing to, you know, be in your life. And I think that's part of the challenge of what's happening today, is people just aren't putting in effort anymore. Exactly. Or doing nice little things for their friends anymore. Like, I'm so grateful for a few of my friends. Like, anytime something monumental happens in their life, like, you typically can expect like someone sending you flowers, or somebody's going to drop off a card. Yeah. And I actually have a newer friendship from somebody that I met, I knew in high school, and when I was pregnant, I ended up bumping into her many years later at a midwife office. And again, she's a newer friendship. I'm the type of person, I don't want many new friends because I already have too many people to have to keep in contact with. But she is someone who I want to be friends with, because she puts in so much effort. Like, this girl has dropped off like Polish sausages to my front door. Like,
that's so
she's
sweet.
dropped off, we were talking about cereal on her, and she's probably listening to this, but like, you're amazing. I'm not gonna say your name, but you're amazing. Yeah. Like, we were talking on our last, like, we went out with our kids and went on like a little walking mom date. And she was talking about her love of cereal, and she eats very healthy and works out a lot, but her sweet treat is cereal. And I'm like, ooh, I love cereal, but I never buy it because I feel so guilty eating it half the time. And she shows up at my house I wasn't even home, I was at the gym, and she's like, I just dropped you something off at your house, and she dropped off a box of the cereal that I was saying was my favorite cereal, and a little thing of bubbles for my daughter.
Okay, that is so cute.
So it's like, that's somebody that you want to put in the same amount of effort, reciprocate, and continue a friendship with. And I don't think a lot of people are willing to do those things, or willing to like fit time into their busy calendars
You're right.
to see friends anymore. And I think that's part of the problem. You can't just have a texting friendship with someone. Like,
No.
you can. Some people thrive on that.
Yeah.
But most people need that physical face-to-face interaction in order to continue a bond with someone.
Especially because text can be what's that even word?
Misconstrued.
Yeah.
Misread.
Like, I have to put an exclamation mark at the end of everything almost. I'm like,
Or a smiley face.
Yeah, or smiley faces. I'm like, I think it's a millennial thing. I can't do a period. I'm like, excuse me, or I get a K, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then when you're with them in person, it's completely different what those texts felt like.
Yeah. So they'll say K, and then you don't think anything of it. But when they do it in a text, you're like, ooh, is my friend mad at me?
Yeah.
What's happened?
Have you seen that Keel and Peele?
Key and Peele.
There's a texting episode where he's texting his friend. He's like, "K buddy." Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. And I'm like, that's true. The episode's so funny. So it's true. And like, I have like a girlfriend too, which right now we talk every day. We are texting because she's pregnant. She lives far away. And she's like, it's hard to see each other, but at least we are keeping in touch most that we can. And I have some friends who live 5 minutes down the road from you.
You never see them.
Stop by. So it's just like.
But those are the friendships. Like naturally, they're
just fizzle out.
They're gonna fizzle out. Like I've had friendships as well where like you realize that you're just not on the same page anymore, or you're not getting out of the friendship what you need. Like I have one no longer in my friend group, but like we were friends for like 15 years, and I still love her, respect her, and I wish her well. But we are no longer friends because we just weren't meshing anymore, and like the lifestyle choices that she took versus the lifestyle choices that I took, and like everything just stopped aligning. And then we realized we were butting heads more than we were enjoying each other's company. And at that point, it's better off to just say like, look, love ya, respect you, I want the best for you, but like this friendship is like, it's not serving either of us purpose. And like we were able to have like, the conversation was very rough obviously, and we were very sad by it because it feels like when you lose a friend, it's like a loss, like it's actually somebody died because or a breakup, like they're gone from your life, and you have all these memories with this person, but now people are asking, why isn't this person in your photos anymore? They were your best friend, or they, and it's like, okay, well things can change, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think a lot of people are afraid of losing either family members or friendships because of the history, when in reality you need to just recognize that this person was there for a reason and a season, and then they're not meant to be in this season anymore. Like, and that's okay.
It's true. You create those memories, and now it's time to just like let go.
But people, I think, struggle to let go of memories.
It is hard.
And you latch on to who a person used to be, and it's like, well, you're not that person anymore, and that's fine.
Exactly.
And just move on from it.
Yeah. So
what I would say to the person who wrote in is like, you maybe need to do some introspection? Self-reflection.
Yes.
Like introspection, maybe?
Whatever, we're helping each other out with these words.
Thank you, I appreciate it. My mom would help us out because my mom is a big wordy. She loves words. So she's probably laughing right now when she watches this. I screwed up that word. But anyways, she needs to do some self-reflection and really determine whether you're putting enough effort into the friendships, or whether you're giving too much to these people, and maybe you need to just cut your hands clean of it and see if you can make new friendships.
Yeah, if they're not serving a purpose in your life, like let it go. I feel like I have a lot of acquaintances more than like friends. It's like you see all these people like at the bar or at the mall, and like you never actually hang out with them one-on-one. But then you have them on Instagram, and like I have so many Instagram friends rather than like actual friends I hang out with all the time. And it's okay. As you get older, my dad has one best friend. And who's your friend? My dad's like, I just have one friend and I hang out with you guys, like my family. So
I guarantee your dad can probably rely on that person more than like half the people we're friends with.
1,000%.
Where like I have some people in my life where I bet you, like my husband says, he's like, could you call that person tomorrow and tell them something has happened in your life and you need a ride somewhere? Would they come and help you? And I'm like, you know what? That's a good question. I don't know if they would. And he makes me think about whether that's somebody I'm willing to put effort into the friendship anymore, because I'm like, why would I be friends with someone that I can't call and know that they're going to be there for me? Like the friends that you really truly can do that with are the ones that you want to put in the effort with, and maybe as you get older, slowly make your circle get smaller and you put in the effort with the people who are willing to be there for you at your lowest point, or at points where you truly need them, and then the other people, they'll move on and they'll make friends, or they'll continue with the friendships that they're willing to do that with.
Exactly.
You're not meant to be friends with everyone forever.
No. And like I have even like some issues I've vented about, and you know, some friends, you vent so much and they won't even answer you anymore. It's like, you're supposed to be my friend and like listening to me and like, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
It is hard to keep friendships going.
Especially as we like mature and have family. It's different from when we were a teenager, because like, we didn't really think that deep about this kind of stuff. And now you're like, shit, was she really a good friend to me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's time consuming. It's even like scheduling these podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, it's something we want to do, so we have to find time to make it work.
Made it work today for you guys.
You schedule it in despite the fact that we've both have busy lives. We have friendships, we have relationships, we have kids, and all these, and work, and all these other things going on. But it's something that we enjoy hanging out with each other, and we enjoy recording these. So we are going to make the time for each other to continue this on. And you need to think of that with your friendships. Like, where you're willing to put in the effort is what you're going to get out of it, and what you're not willing to put in the effort into things, you're not going to get anything out of it, right? Yeah. But on the topic of like making new friends, like how, like
that's
have you
hard.
made new friends?
Yeah, so I met actually funny, my girlfriend, we met in 2022, like right when me and my ex split up. We dated the same guy back in 2010.
Yeah. And
like she knew who I was and I knew who she was, and then she just added me on Instagram and we started talking, we went out, and now we talk like every day.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're like really close. So, and then I met another girl just recently at work. But it is hard to meet new people, because you're like, do you want to be friends?
Yeah,
like, how do you do that, right? So
yeah, I'm trying to think of like my newer friendship from, like, I knew her in high school. We didn't hang out in high school, but now like I see her quite often. I'm trying to think like how it started. It might have just been like when we were sitting there in the midwife office, like we were just like, oh, we should like, we're gonna be on maternity leave at the same time, like maybe we can connect. And then it was, we actually put in the effort to connect and find time to go on like a walk date together. I don't know why I'm calling it a date.
I know, well, that's coffee date, walk date.
Yeah, a walk date together. So it's like, I'm trying to think of like if I've had any other newer friendships where I've had to, like, how I started it. You know,
I know.
You just ask the person to hang, and then be mature enough to realize and be socially aware to realize if they continue to like have excuses or not picking a day. Yeah. Then maybe they don't want to hang out with you and you move on. You try someone else. It's like, is that how you?
I know you could. Well, it's like another friend of mine too. Our daughters are the same age, and you know, we didn't talk like at all for our 20s or like early 30s. We knew each other. We weren't friends. And then she had a daughter, and then I had Scarlett, and now our kids love each other. Yeah. And now we're close friends.
So it just like naturally.
Yeah, and it happened again. This was in 2022. Two friends I met in 2022, which is a weird.
But can you imagine, like, your daughter is friends with this other kid, and then they love each other, they're like best friends, but then you hate the mom.
Yeah, and then and then you fall apart where the kids just stop liking each other. Yeah, I know, it's hard.
That would be so rough.
Yeah, that'd be tough. I know.
Yeah, I think like you just need to meet people, like go out. You actually have to leave your house. I think a lot of people are just staying home, ordering their clothes online, and they're not getting out of the house, like even just going to a coffee shop or going to the mall and roaming around. Like there's always opportunities to be able to have a conversation with someone or meet someone. Or I think a lot of people have their heads down now looking at their phones.
I know.
And I get it. Like I'm speaking, I think maybe I'm being selfish here. I'm speaking as an extroverted person. Yeah. I find it easy-ish to be able to talk to new people. Yeah. But I'm trying to put myself in someone's shoes. Maybe the anonymous person who wrote in is more introverted. I'm gonna sneeze.
It's gone. Okay.
I'm thinking like if the person who wrote in is more introverted, then approaching someone or talking to someone might be a major obstacle. Yeah, it could be. Like how would they overcome that? The only way to really overcome that is either maybe getting on those apps. There's apps where it's kind of like Bumble for friends.
Bumble has a friendship app too. Yeah. And I think Facebook Dating has a Facebook Friends.
I think they have a Facebook Friends thing. Yeah, they do. So I would suggest for like somebody who's a little bit more introverted, like create a profile on one of these seeking friends apps and connect with somebody who's like-minded with you, who's a little bit more shy. And I think they're starting a new one where it's like even a double dating one. So like people who are a little bit more, I think Facebook's starting it, where they're too nervous to go on a date one-on-one with someone.
It's bring a friend, a group.
It's a group. So you either bring your own friend or you just go on a date with another random couple, and then you get to have conversation in a group.
Yeah.
It eases the pressure.
And I'm sure you could filter out like your likes, dislikes,
exactly,
so it finds your match.
Yeah.
As funny as that is, that we need dating, like friendship dating sites now.
But it makes sense after COVID. Like it's so wild because I have always been an extroverted person, but after COVID, I did become a little bit more introverted, where I enjoyed staying in a little bit more. And I found myself as like, I found it challenging to, even to this day, to look people in the eye for a long period of time.
I still can't.
When I'm telling a story, I never used to have that problem.
See,
I used to be able
look
to
away a little bit.
talk, but no, now I find like I get uncomfortable and I like look down and look away, and I'm like, are they liking this conversation or not? And I overthink it, and I'm like, I never used to be like that.
I know.
But I think it's being overly critical and having a bit of social anxiety post-COVID.
Yeah.
And a lot of these young kids really lost out on a huge portion of their lives connecting with people. Think like kids miss their proms. Like
I know
that makes me so sad.
So sad. And now where did COVID go? It's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. So they missed. I feel like all this stuff happened.
Yeah, and like how you can't. It's hard when they have a gap of that long. Like it was 3 years?
Yeah.
I don't even remember how long it was now. It was like 3 years where these kids lost all of their abilities to have social skills. So I would just say for anyone who's either introverted, get on some friendship apps and try to make friends with like-minded people. And for the extroverts, I would say go out, get out of your house. Don't stay at home and expect to meet people. Get out of your house and connect with people. Like just like tell someone that's trying on an outfit, say that looks really nice on you. Like and then you might just spark a conversation, or it might not, and they might just say thank you so much, you made my day, and then you walk away and it's done. Like there's opportunities to try to connect with people nowadays that I think people are missing out on because they're just so focused heads down on themselves. And then I would say for those who have friends but aren't really enjoying the friendships anymore, you need to be honest with yourself, and like people need to stop being so afraid to let go.
Exactly, just reevaluate. You don't need a lot of friends. Like honestly, some people are so worried. I don't have enough friends. Or do I have enough friends for my bridal party? Do I have enough friends for this? Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Don't even have a bridal party then. Like,
exactly.
At one point I was like, should I not? So it's just like there's no right or wrong, but
no, you can have one friend who's the best friend and you can do everything with. That is a luxury to be able to even have one person in your life where you feel so connected to them that you could tell them anything, do anything with them. That's amazing. You don't need a million friends. Like it's
not like in high school. Like we had so many friends, and I'm like, it's exhausting. First of all, and like not every I had so many different friend groups too. Not everybody also got along.
Exactly.
And try to get everyone together, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, don't force friendships.
Don't force friendships. I know it's that.
I feel like I've done that. I'm like, God, why am I doing this?
You're doing it because of the history.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's exactly. You don't want to forget that history and that past, like, and you love that past and all the memories you created. Now it's just like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
People aren't the same. People change.
Yeah.
So.
And it's okay to either naturally let it fizzle and you just stop talking, or like almost like you ghost each other.
Yeah.
Or you have an honest conversation. Like, you know what? To be honest, I don't think we should hang out anymore because of X, Y, and Z, and I think that's for the best, and you probably think it's for the best, but you haven't been honest with yourself either. And
exactly. Or if you want to work it out, both of you, and something happened and there's no communication there, then work it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that too. I've had to talk to friends like, this is bothering me, and you talk about it. If you don't, then it's never gonna work out.
All comes down to effort, everyone.
Effort is huge. Effort is key.
But you're not alone. It is challenging to make friends in your 30s and find ways to connect to people with people, but there are ways to do it. You just have to be a little bit clever, and you have to be willing to put in the time in order to make it
There's
work.
Sometimes I've said, I'm like, God, do I have enough friends? And I'm like, why am I even thinking that? And I'm like, Dad, I don't have that many friends. He's like, Amanda, I don't care. Like my parents, my family, they're my friends. Like,
exactly.
I hang out with my family
all you really need is in the end is the people who are truly going to be there when the world is ending, if that ever comes.
Yeah. And you got to think if this was happening, would this friend do this for me? And if you got to question things that friends should do for you,
Yeah.
maybe you shouldn't be their friend.
Exactly.
So now I'm like,
Who do I need to reevaluate?
So
Next, you see the podcast.
Oh,
It's
everyone's
just
going.
Amanda alone, or just me alone. Bye.
My
Bye,
whole bridal
bitch.
party's
Yeah.
gone.
Your whole bridal party's gone.
No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. I love you guys. Too funny.
Yes, I love my friends. You're great.
We love you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just talking because people want to hear our opinions on it, things that happen in our lives, and
So
that's all I have to say about friendships.
that's all I have to say about. Well, there's probably a million other things
There
we could say,
is.
but on a time crunch here.
Yeah.
So thank you again for
Mhm.
listening. Next topic.
Do we know what we're going to talk about?
Let's talk about Botox and natural
Yes.
and the unrealistic
Yes.
beauty standards in today's society.
Exactly. And I'll touch base on what people think work looks like on your face.
Yes.
It can look very natural too. So we'll break the stigma.
Yeah.
Both.
We'll break the stigma for those who want to age naturally and those who want to age
With Botox and
with
filler.
Botox and filler and surgery and whatever they want. We might not have a next week episode because I'll be in Vegas and then I'm in a wedding in New Brunswick. So we might be delayed with getting will that be our fourth episode episode out? But stay tuned, another one will be coming.
And stay tuned for a really good giveaway.
Yes.
We're going to be posting that soon. So
Yes.
please
Wink,
follow us.
hint right here.
Yes, hint, paired up with another
Yes.
beautiful thing. So
Yes.
stay tuned. Give us a follow. We're on TikTok as well. Unrelaxed Podcast. I think that's it.
Yeah.
TikTok,
Everything is on Relax Podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.